How does a California landlord provide 1 month's worth of move-out assistance under the Tenants Protection Act if they have a Section 8 tenancy? Hi, my name is Rob Wells. I'm the Landlord War on TikTok and YouTube. Please feel free to like, share, and subscribe to our videos. Now, the last couple of videos we talked about Section 8 tenancies. I got a question about, does the Tenants Protection Act apply to Section 8 tenancies? Long story short, it probably does, but the way the law is written, it's kind of weird and funky. So I had to dealt with this situation on a number of occasions. And, just a reminder for the TPA, move-out assistance, you either have to provide 1 month's worth of rent within 15 days of issuing your termination notice, or you have to elect to waive the last month's worth of rent in your notice. You have those two options and those two options only. However, in Section 8 tenancies, for anyone that's dealt with a Section 8 tenancy, there are two components to a Section 8 tenancy. One is the tenant's portion of the rent, which changes every so often, like 6 months or every year, based on the tenant's income and recertifying their income. And then the government, usually a local housing authority, provides the balance of rent. So for all intents and purposes here, you kind of have an issue. So what do I, how do I provide that 1 month's worth of move-out assistance? Do I have to provide the full contract rent? Let's say your rent is $1,000 a month, right? And the tenant only pays $100. The government pays $900. Do I pay the tenant $1,000 or do I pay them the $100? How I've handled this is based on, rules and regulations of Section 8. If you're going to provide the 1 month's payment or waiver of the 1 month's rent, I will waive in the notice the tenant's portion, because technically that, for when you go to court or anything like that, if the tenant doesn't pay their rent, you only can go after them for the tenant's portion of the rent. You can't go after the $900 of government assistance. Okay. And what I've done there is, for the Section 8, the housing authority provider, I've told them in my cases, hey, listen, we're, terminating the tenancy, we're waiving last month's rent, so we're going to refund you back your money, or request that the housing authority not pay the landlord on the last month's worth of rent to stay in compliance with the Tenants Protection Act. Usually it takes a housing authority several months to process these payments, so a landlord should be ready to just write a check back to the housing authority to stay on the up and up, make sure everything is safe and so forth, in order to prevent any issues in court about your termination of tenancy. That's how I've handled it. And the cases that I've dealt with. Obviously though, and your situation may be different. The facts are gonna, govern how you terminate the tenancy and so forth like that. So you're gonna want to basically talk with competent landlords counsel on terminating your tenancy. So that's how I've handled it in the past. Obviously, if you have any questions, comments, put them in below. Until the next time, folks, I'll see you then. Thanks.